But Frank, you're very good friends with the owner of the Edmonton Oilers. This team is.
I'm not very.
Okay, let's just say you know him. Okay?
I'm not best friends with him.
I didn't say.
We don't golf, and I don't bring him an apple pie on Saturdays. But I know Mr. Katz very well.
Okay, yeah. Do you feel that this is a situation that just must be breaking his heart because he owns a team, one of the most valuable franchises in the history of hockey, just because of what Edmonton's done? He's the proprietary owner of a team that is just in an absolute free fall right now.
I think Daryl's a very bright man, extremely bright man, very intuitive, very successful. He's very young, very smart. I think he'll find his groove. It's taken him a little bit longer. He's smart. He's aggressive. He's got his rink. He's got everything that he wants, and he's going to put a great team together. And I think Daryl Katz is the best thing that could have happened to the Edmonton Oilers. He's a real deal. He's an extraordinary businessman. He owns Rexall. He's an unbelievable philanthropist. He's just a great human being. I can't tell you, why everybody who's walked through that team has not been able to find the proper groove. It's like a conductor for a philharmonic. Some conductors bring the best out of musicians, and some make bring out the worst. And so far, all the conductors that have gone through the Edmonton Oilers operation have not been successful.
Well, you know what it is.
It's been the same thing here in Toronto for the last 10 years.
My personal feeling is they've got too many players that are the same. There's no difference in the players. They're all the same, not big guys, not particularly really quick, but they all were first, second, third, up to number 5 in the draft, and they're all the same players. And you can't.
And they drafted all forwards up until Darnell Nurse.
That's right.
And that's going to take.
Phil, I think you're bang on. I think that nobody's been able to turn that into a team. They got players, but they don't have a team yet.
Well, they should look. They got a clean house. I don't give a crap. They got.
Well, no, that's the reason, Phil. You know what? You're absolutely right. I mean, they hired the wrong coach. Now they don't want to change the coach because they've changed too many coaches already. Right. Well, I then go to the next level. Craig McTavish is a wonderful guy. I don't think he's had a fair chance. But Kevin Lowe, who is even a better guy, has so screwed up that organization that they don't know whether they're coming, going, or just puffing hard.
I agree.
And that's too bad because it's not going to get any better. I hear that the players do not respect Dallas Eakins.
Well,
and that's all I'm going to say about that. But that would be my first move. And then we'll see. I don't want to give away all those good draft picks before I see another coach in there.
Well,
I agree with
tell you this.
A lot of think they should clean house. I agree with Phil Esposito. They should not just renovate one room. They should just tear down the house and start from scratch.
I think you're right.
What you say about the dressing room, Phil?
There's a lot of dissension in that dressing room. A lot.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. If you look at the people in charge of the dressing room, you can understand it. And I don't have any personal bias against any of them, but I watched Dallas Eakins manipulate the Toronto media so that they were convinced that coaching the Toronto Marlboros was the penultimate job in the world, and he did such a great job that he should be considered a head coach in the NHL by every team. Well, there were a lot of teams that didn't even bother, but there were a lot that were hot for him. I mean, Edmonton rushed to Toronto to sign him.
Yeah.
And then he had the audacity to say at his opening press conference, I can tell you one thing. There will be no team in the National Hockey League that will outwork my team. And I said to myself, how do I feel if I'm one of the 29 other head coaches in the NHL? I feel like this guy just insulted me. And he did, and he didn't know it.
You need a coach for Edmonton.
Disaster is on its way. Just wait.
And Don Cherry,
you need a coach for the Edmonton Oilers, in my modest opinion, that has the same demeanor as the coach for the Tampa Bay Lightning. A good guy, level-headed. He's a player's player. The players love him. He's a guy's guy, and they react very. He turns players into a team. Very simple. It's very easy to put fucking 18 guys in a dressing room, but they're not a team. It's the coach who turns them into a team, in my modest view.
Is there a coach you have in mind?
You know, the NHL is like a fucking recycle bin. One guy gets fired on Tuesday.
You're right, Frank. The NHL, cesspool of incompetence. When you're looking for a new coach, you throw a line into a cesspool, and some poor sucker jumps out and you grab him.